Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Monday, July 22nd, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the charts. I'm going to start with the big picture, this weekly bar chart. You can see that 3 weeks ago we closed above the 203.83 one-year channel top. That was a descending channel top. Bear trend existed inside of it that we are anticipating the possibility of falling away from 203.83 back into the low 100s within several months. But having settled above it, we reversed. Now it's just the opposite. Still anticipating 328.12 now as a 3 to 5 month objective, and we are 3 weeks into it. Now, last week we also, though, I'll use the word though, closed below this 245.46 rising channel top. Do I see that on the weekly chart anywhere? I do not, but that's okay. I'm looking around in the newsletter itself. 245.46. Now, the question begs, is this a sell signal? And as I've been saying now for the last week or so, it really is our speed line, I think, 238.20, that we would need to close below today to set off a sell signal. And if we did close below 238.20, I do think then within a week or two, by the end of this week, no. I think what's likely within a few days of closing below 238.20 is the 220.538 Fibonacci, and that is off that April low against the more recent July high. But over the next week or two, by the end of next week, the 204.19 to 206.36 area, 206.36 is a rising 3-4 month channel bottom, respectable support in its own right. And of course, 204.10 is that longer term descending 1-year channel top that we find on the weekly chart at 203.83, and that lower area does become a 1 to 2 week target if we close today below 238.20. Now, I've been framing 238.20 as the base of support that begins at 245.46, but I've reduced 245.46 today to an intraday level. Nothing has changed in terms of my outlook. I still think we're in this sort of bottom picking zone so long as we do not close below 238.20. And that being the case, this is a bottom picking zone that we can rotate out of within 3 to 5 days, perhaps back to 265.13, and over the next 2 to 3 weeks, this 289.52 area in reach. And yes, over the next 2 to 3 months, I do still see 328.12 in reach, so long as we continue closing above, wrong chart, the 238.20 rising 1/3 speed line. Another thing last week is, that while we did close below this rising channel top on the daily chart at 245.36, and we also closed below the weekly version of the same, last week was an inside week. We did close lower on the week, but had we closed below the previous week's low, in other words, had we closed below the low of the high, I would then be skewing. Now, if we did close below the low of the high, we would have also closed below the speed line at 238.20. So, it would have been kind of a double sell signal. But right now, it's sort of not so fast. It doesn't look pretty to the downside, but I do think we're still in a bottom picking zone of support at 238.20. So assuming you buy 238.20, day traders could hold out for 245.46 as a profit-taking area, or 1 to 2 to 3 day swing traders could hold out perhaps for, and this is the image I'm looking at, 252.20. This descending trend line performed pretty well on Thursday of last week. We bumped it up to a session containment level. That is our upward pivot point through the rest of the week. I have it as a session containment level not only because I think it may well contain daily highs. If we push through 245.46 252.46, I think you can expect 252.10. It may be it for the day to the upside. So it could contain daily buying pressures. And if we close above 252.10, we've got a good low for the week, the 265.13 level, then likely again within 1 to 3 days. And once again, 265.13 is that December 23 pullback high that was a significant high. We've tested it a lot over the last couple of weeks, have not closed above it. And if we were to close above 265.13, then it's pretty stair-step. 278.98, the next 2 to 3, 3 to 5 day target. 289.52 within 1 to 2 weeks of closing above 265.13. But I will remind you that 289.52 level does remain a 2 to 3 week objective above 238.20. So 238.20 rising, trend defining, 1/3 speed line projected off that April low, can contain weekly selling pressures. From here, we can rally into the upper 280s over the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think I've covered the upside pretty well. I will mention, in terms of downside, if we break or open today below 238.20, this high here from this particular day, if you can see it, it would close the gap that existed the following day. And then we slipped back into that area about a week ago, but we did not close the gap. 231.30 would close the gap. I wouldn't necessarily expect a day low here. And I will say that if we break 231.30 today, 220.50 would be in reach by the closing bell. That is the 3/8 downside Fibonacci. So there is the chance that if we break, especially if we open today below 238.20, that we could see 220.50 by the closing bell with decent give and take, I think, on the way down in the low 230s, especially that 231.30 level. Closing below 238.20, we should, by the end of next week or sooner, fall into the 204.19 to 206.36 area. This is a longer-term support area that can absorb selling not only through August, but perhaps through the rest of the third quarter into October, November. And yes, if we were to close below this area, 204.19 to 206.36, we would have a meaningful show of weakness as we continue into August, September, October activity. But I'm first of all, I'm not prepared exactly to tell you exactly what that level would be. I can see what I would be looking for, but I'm just going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. We offer a lot of good stuff for the price that we ask, in my opinion, and you can check it all out for 5 days free, no cost whatsoever. You can bail on your 5th day of the free trial and not be charged anything. So let's call it a day. I'll be back tomorrow with Tuesday's Tesla report. You have a great day.